Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
E-Class Consulting. It's owned and operated by Kristie, providing tools, training, and resources that are sure to make you and your business even more successful. We are staffed with a marketing, credit, tax, and a real estate consultant. E-Class Consulting also provides a temporary admin service called E-Class Admins. Want to book an appointment with E-Class Consulting? Call 702-518-3002 or email book@eclassconsulting.com. E-Class Consulting, navigating you to greatness.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
This is Kristen Gamer, and you are tuned into my mom, Kristie J.
It's Kristie J from the Chisholm Report. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5.
This is Hot 702.5.
Come talk shit and politics with Kristie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at 10 a.m. on hot7025fm.com.
Yeah, election time's coming. Who you gonna vote for? Yeah, if I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor. Cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower. Scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers that sleep but they can't dream, wake up with screams, sounds of M16. So take this medal of honor for your bravery. I wish you the best, kid, you and your family. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president. But the radio won't play this. They call it rebel music. How can you refuse it? Children of Moses, tell the children the truth. The truth It's not all that bling that's diamond. Tell them the truth, the truth. Most of y'all wear cubic zirconium. Tell them the truth, yeah. Your soul is worth more than diamonds.
If I was president, all blacks, I had reparation, no segregation, feed the nation so there's no famine. Muslims, Jews, Christians, with all whole hands every week on the beach. Party by the sand, word up. Take trips on Air Force One. Don't need to bring the homeless with no sneaks to Air Force One. Better schools in the hood, better teachers for the classes, making money, paying no tax. Find the best scientists, tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to Jake F.
I was president. I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, I feel the rain coming. Let me play my guitar for them right now.
Let's go.
Refugees.
Good morning. This is Kristie, and I'm coming to you on the Chisholm Report. Thank you guys for coming in every Saturday to be able to sit and politic with me. So what we do here is we talk shit, okay, and we politic. My purpose of the show is to be able to be your beacon of direct news, okay, in a way where you understand it, dealing with politics, government, policy, and how it affects you on an everyday basis. I first want to say I'm going to go ahead and get into my my regular news and stuff, but I just want to say this, okay? People, when you are in heightened, okay, you got something going on in your life or whatever, and you end up talking to somebody and you're in heightened, okay, your mind is going a million miles a moment. Check how you talk to people, okay? Because the way that you are interpreting stuff into your mind may not be how they are saying it at all, okay? I had a text message conversation yesterday with a friend that I hadn't talked to in a while. They texted me and told me that, they had been going through it. In the mix of it, they sent me a picture. Okay. Well, in the messages, it was saying, hey, I've lost a couple of people since last time I talked to you and everything else. And they sent me a picture. And when they sent me the picture, okay, the picture was of an accident. Okay. They did not tell me how the people had passed away or anything of that nature. But what they said was, that they had lost a relative. Another relative was in a coma. They were hit in a car. They talking about the person was rear-ended on the freeway, and all of that. He never said that the people that died were not in the crash. So he sent me a picture of the crash, and it instantly, those type of spirits and those type of things latch onto people. And I don't like scary movies or nothing. So let alone just the image. I was like, I don't want to see anything like that or whatever. I'm praying for your family. This person got to cussing at me. Okay. And I told this person that we could never talk again because I didn't do anything to you. Okay. You sent that and you didn't clarify the fact of how the other people had passed away. And then you're yelling and screaming at me about something that's going on in your life. I will never be anyone's scapegoat. You can have it. Love you from a distance. Don't call if that's how you're going to handle people. Okay. And I am now in this space, especially like I done went back into the office and stuff like that. And I am now in this space of seeing how other people react to people. Okay. And people are just naturally messy and will, find something to talk about. And I'm just not that person. I realize that I am growing, okay? Growing the fuck up, okay? And I do not any type of negative energy just does not sit well with me, I will let you go. Okay, so you guys just be careful and mindful of how you're dealing with people, because everybody is dealing with a battle. Everybody. And you can say something to spark them being upset. You can say something, they can say something to spark you being upset, but just be mindful and know how to apologize when you have been a person that says something to somebody and hurt somebody. Okay, so moving forward towards this month, let's go ahead and go into the events that I have for you. Just One Project on Tuesday, October the 3rd, is doing a farmer's market pop-up. Okay, this will be at the 1638 North Bruce Street, North Las Vegas, 89030. It will be the freshest harvest of fruits and vegetables, and also food that can, like non-perishables, things like that. There is no requirements, and it is first come, first serve. You guys go out and go see about that. You guys can look on my page. I've also shared it to my page. Yeah. I did not catch, if anyone is out there for Just One Project, I did not catch the time for this event. Please drop it in the comments or go ahead and give us a call at 702-551-5261. If you have anything to say today, most definitely give a phone call in, 702-551-5261. I'm here to hear you. We also have the Pumpkin Plaza. Okay, this is basically a safe street for kids with an event. This will be at the Western Trails Neighborhood Park at 7355 Rogers Street. That is 89139. Children are $2 and adults are $3. This is October the 7th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you guys didn't have anything to do, most definitely take your kids out and go see about that. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into some local news. And with local news, if you guys did not know that for the last month, we have been having a wildfire that's on the border of California and Nevada. And it is towards the Overton area. If you don't know what Overton is, Moapa Valley, that area, okay? And I do have a clip on it. I just kind of want to show you because they did say we are burning over 700,000 acres in the last month. So let's go ahead and go into that clip and we can.
Crews are making good progress against the largest fire burning right now in California. The fire has burned more than 82,000 acres in San Bernardino County and into Nevada. This is in the Mojave National Preserve. It's now 30% contained. Crews say there was rain last night. That helped them. They're working to build containment lines and look for hot spots along the fire's edge right now. The fire has spawned fire whirls. Those are spinning columns of fire. That's a look at one of those right here. Despite recent rainfall, warmer and drier conditions are expected over the next few days. That will not help firefighters. And the fire is threatening iconic Joshua trees. They're not actually a tree, in case you didn't know, but rather a yucca plant that is from the subgroup that includes flowering grasses and orchids. Experts, though, say Joshua trees grow only 1 to 3 inches per year.
It will take a lifetime to get those mature, big Joshua tree forests back. Some are fire resistant, and if the flames are not too hot, they will stump sprout or they will reseed.
Well, the trees are protected in California, but earlier this year, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service declined to list Joshua trees under the federal Endangered Species Act. But very cool trees. You haven't seen those in person.
Okay, so if you've been having any respiratory issues and stuff, this is one of the reasons that we are dealing with this here. And just know that here in Las Vegas, it's always dry. But lately, we have had a lot of flies and mosquitoes. And I talked to my people in Louisiana, and they said they ain't got no mosquitoes and no flies. Take them back. Okay? We do not want them. Okay? And it's been raining like hell here. Take that back. Okay? 'Cause they also said it's been super dry out there, and they haven't had to use lotion. I mean, they've been having to use lotion. And I don't appreciate it. Okay? Because it upsets me, okay? So, Louisiana, come get your weather and your bugs, okay? Because this is not what we want out here in Nevada. But, yeah, if you've been having any respiratory issues or your kids and stuff like that been coughing lately, this might be a good time to keep them inside or to do a detox with them to kind of get that smoke and stuff out of their systems, okay? If you didn't know that Albertsons had merged with Kroger earlier, Walmart had also merged with Safeway or something like that. Grocery, but the merger is causing residents of Nevada to be kind of scared because when they merged, the prices did not stay at like the Kroger Walmart price. They went up to that Albertson price. Okay, we do have a clip on it. Let's go ahead and watch the clip and we'll discuss after.
The proposed Albertson and Kroger merger was announced, all followed by a lot of concerns of the grocery store becoming a monopoly in Nevada.
Today, E! News Now reporter Ryan Maffey took those concerns to the state attorney general and the FTC, investigating how it could affect you at home.
Albertsons and Smith locations dominate the grocery industry here in Las Vegas, and in an age where groceries like these are up and up, the concerns remain about the cost, the workers, and competition if this merger goes through.
Northern, South, we can't afford this.
Announced almost a year ago, the two grocery giants would merge into one. More than 20 Albertsons in southern Nevada, along with more than 20 Smiths owned by Kroger. What would happen to them?
That's the question.
Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford joining at least 16 states investigating the nearly $25 billion merger, a way to compete with the growing grocery success of Walmart. 15 of nearly 50 Kroger-owned stores in Nevada would be sold to an East Coast-based company.
But I want to be able to go to 3 different stores to get the best produce I can find.
They're going to be able to set the price whatever they want it to be.
Concerns on Wednesday heard by Lena Khan, chair of the Federal Trade Commission, which has the power to take the merger to court.
Agencies have been unlikely to actually follow through.
Skepticism as she points to mergers like the one between Safeway and Albertsons in 2015. Then, too, were stores sold off to another company to ensure competition, although that company soon went out of business and closed those stores.
And if there's a merger that is presenting a lot of risk of reducing competition, may even create a monopoly, we need to weigh those risks, and especially given that some of these remedies in the past have failed.
And we should be able to, again, consider that in our reform decision-making process to ensure that if there are promises made, that there are ways to enforce those promises so that you aren't burned.
The merger is supposed to close at the beginning of 2024, though if the FTC takes it to court, it will likely take months longer. Reporting in Henderson, Ryan Maffey, A! News Now.
All right. So the issue is that they basically think that this merger is going to end up being a monopoly and they'll be able to put the food at a certain price. Now, everybody know when you go to... I like Albertsons, okay? I really like Albertsons when I have money, okay? But when Albertsons has like the specialty stuff that I'm looking for, like my cookie butter, perfect, okay? You know what I'm saying? Certain type of products that I like and I know is a specialty item, I know I can go into Albertsons and be able to get it. But the prices are so high in Albertsons, okay? So can you imagine walking into Smith's and to Walmart and the price be the same price as Albertsons? People are already doing bad. Government, call in. Why are we not getting this child credit that we was getting last year for the food for the kids in the middle of the month type stuff or whatever? I would like that back because I'm broke, okay? And the money that I have is not stretching, okay? So call in, Joe Biden, 702-551-5261. What are you doing? Okay, or bring me something. Bring me some food or something. And we got the government shut down, all this stuff, whatever. There's too much stuff going on. But you guys just be mindful. There are places, I'm always posting food pantries and stuff like that. Do not be prideful about food pantries. Okay, let me tell you that this is government funded money, which is not government funded money. This is your tax dollars that goes into them going to purchase this food. If you do not go and get the food for your neighborhood, then they say, oh, this neighborhood doesn't need it, and that goes away. But the money that they spent on the food, and now the food is going to waste, and it's a waste of money. So if you are looking for milk, eggs, cheese, butter, produce, meat, okay, and you just like, hey, you know what? The government at least owes me 2 or 3 meals a week. Go get that stuff, okay? It is no shame in you pulling your car up and letting them pop that trunk and put that stuff in the back, okay? It is okay. It is okay to be able to say, I need help. Because if you don't, then they don't believe that you need help. This is the same thing that if you pulled up into a McDonald's driver's drive-through and you just sat at the dang thing and looked at it. Like, you know what I want. No. They don't. You have to order your food, right? You have to tell them what it is that you need in government so they can be able to supply it. But if you just sit there, then they don't think that you need it, or they don't think that you're smart enough to ask for it. Now, if there was a way for me to be able to say, government, it might be better if you drop this food off at everybody's house so they don't have to come and find you. But they're not listening to me. Okay, so and they're not listening to me in the fact of like, instead of you spending the money on setting up these pickups for food and stuff, why can't they pick it up from the grocery store? You buy your items that you have, and then we have an extra bag for you. We have I guess they'll call it the government bag, okay, and it would be full of the essentials, of the things that you need that or maybe it's a discount on your milk. Maybe it's a card that you can get where when you swipe that card, it makes your milk go to being 0. It makes your eggs going to be 0. It makes your cheese to go to be 0. Or whatever it is that you're needing. Government, we need to sit down. Go ahead and give me a phone call. I'll come in and explain what I need at any time. 702-551-5261. Okay? It's hard out here for everybody, including a pimp these days. Okay, so evictions are also up here in Nevada, and the COVID restrictions that they had beforehand, pre-COVID restrictions and things like that they had in place to help people be able to pay rent and move forward, is now at an end, and they want their money. Okay. Residents are having issues being able to pay this, and the rate of evictions are higher than they were in 2020 when they first started the COVID crisis. Let's go ahead and go into the clip, and we'll discuss after.
New now at 6:30, our 8 News Now investigators step inside eviction court as the number of evictions continue to rise. This after a program that stopped evictions with a pending rental assistance application recently expired.
So the legislature gave $100 million to a homeless program, but that doesn't help people before they're actually evicted. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne joining us with more here in the studio. Kyle.
Denise, since the start of COVID, landlords have had a lot of trouble getting rid of tenants who don't pay. But over the last few weeks, that's changed.
Did you feel like you got lucky today?
Yes, I did.
It was 25-year-old Imani Robinson's lucky day.
And that there was a default sometime between April and May.
Months behind in her rent and late to her hearing, Robinson was at the mercy of the Clark County Eviction Court hearing master, Amy Ferreira.
So I am going to allow her to come in and participate in the proceeding.
That proceeding could have spelled the end of that tenancy for Robinson and her 2 young children. But her landlord agreed to let her stay because she has a rental assistance application pending. But they didn't have to, especially since the COVID rule expired.
There is no requirement that a landlord wait on a pending rental assistance application because that particular legislation expired. However,
Robinson's landlord is willing to wait for that rental assistance to kick in, giving Robinson another chance.
Did you think you were going to get thrown out today?
Yes, I did.
And she wouldn't be alone. Last month, eviction filings in the county went up to over 4,200 from 4,084 in July. And the number of evictions granted also went up to almost 3,200 from 2,954 the prior month. And lately, if you don't pay your rent and you don't have a legal excuse, the court won't listen.
the court certainly is sympathetic for those particular life circumstances. I'm just not allowed to base my decision on that.
And that means next time, if things don't work out for Imani Robinson and her rental application, she might not be so lucky.
I'm nervous.
Okay, so you guys, just to let you know, there is an event that's coming up on the 27th of September, Wednesday, from 5:30 to 7, and this will be at the Nevada Partners, which is at 690 West Lake Mead Boulevard, room 102. It is posted on my Chisholm Report page, just in case you need to be able to see it. But this is the Legal Aid for Housing Equality. They want to be able to help you figure out exactly what your rights are dealing with eviction. Okay. It looked like Al Sharpton gonna be there. Al, call in 702-551-5261. Come sit with me when you got a couple minutes. But you guys be mindful of. Don't just let people just tell you that, okay, you got an eviction, that's it. You can go to court. You can be able to ask for more time. You could tell them, hey, I got a job waiting. I just haven't gotten a check yet. Or I have an application out for housing assistance. If anybody has any additional information for housing assistance for people to be able to sign up, please drop that in the chat, 702-551-5261. And also, like I said, you can also call in and let us know what you have there. It is important for us to be able to stand with each other and know when we are having issues and where to be able to go. I hear a lot of people that's not from Las Vegas always say, only people from Vegas know where stuff at. Well, yeah, we from here and we are a tight knit community. Okay, we folks with each other. Okay, so get to know somebody. All right, and see if they can be able to help you. You can always call 211 to see if there's additional information. But the point is, there is resources out here to be able to help you. And just, I'm not clowning the lady that was Imani who was in the video, but y'all stop wearing these wig bands. It's just like wearing a bonnet. We know that you didn't put no glue on it, so just glue it or no. You know what I mean? Like, but. It's not professional, okay? She went to court, and that's another thing. And I'm not dogging nobody, but I want y'all to understand that when you go into that court, the first thing they said was she laid on her rent and she was late to the proceeding. Okay, that lady did not have to say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna deal with you. She could have said, you showing up not professional, not dressed professional, and then showed up late would count against you. Do not do that to yourself. This could have had her in a situation where her and her kids could have been out on the street. Show up professional. Show up like you care. Okay? I'm glad and I'm thankful that this young lady was able to get some type of resolution for a while until she's able to get the application through. But come professional, or come in a way where they think like, you know what, if I let her, she said that she got a job interview coming up, she looked like she might get the job. Okay, it might work out. Or she might think like, you know what, she didn't even think about combing her hair for this proceeding. I don't think she might do it for the job interview. Okay, let's help each other. Let's help our young kids to know that this is not proper and that we have to be able to stand presentable so they know that we are about business. All right. So shouts out to her. Once again, that event is on the 27th and it is from 5:30 to 7 o'clock and it is at the Las Vegas Nevada Partners that is on Lake Mead, you guys. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go into some black news. And if you haven't heard, in Texas, they are still dealing with the school board not allowing the children to be able to wear their hair natural, okay, in natural styles that's more geared and more pointed at black students, okay? So a black student has been suspended twice, okay? And this time he's been out of school for 2 weeks because he has locks, and the school, even though the Crown Act has been passed, they are testing the waters with this child, and this is not right. I do have a clip on it, and let's go ahead and go into the clip, and we'll discuss after.
It's a Houston area high school suspending a black student for the second time this year because of his hairstyle. Now, as Antonia Hilton reports, the family is calling on the district to change its policy.
Daryl George, a high school junior, has been out of class for more than 2 weeks. The Barbers Hill Independent School District in Texas has suspended him twice since the start of the school year over his hairstyle.
His grades are failing, like they're going down drastically. He's not getting a proper education.
All Daryl wants is the chance to join the rest of his classmates.
Go back to class, do what I need to do to get my education.
The district says his hairstyle, called locks, violates their grooming code, which states that male students' hair will not extend at any time below the eyebrows or below the earlobes. But Daryl's mom says her son always wears his hair like this, pulled back above his ears and eyebrows. Now, the family is considering legal action.
I want them to really educate themselves on our cultures, on our hairstyles. And then they will see it is covered. It is a part of who we are.
It all happened the same week the Crown Act went into effect in Texas, banning acts of discrimination against certain hairstyles and textures in schools and workplaces. 22 other states have passed similar bills, the legislation gaining momentum after incidents like the 2018 scandal over a black wrestler forced to cut his hair to compete.
The school says this is really about the length of his hair. It's not about race. Do you see that distinction?
We're dealing with the policing of a hairstyle like locks, braids, and twists that African descendants historically and commonly wear and are associated with our racial and cultural identities. It is a form of racial discrimination.
Today, the district filed a lawsuit seeking court clarification on the Crown Act. They maintain they're not in violation of the new law, which they argue doesn't govern hair length. Meanwhile, Daryl has no plans to change his hair.
I'm staying straight to Barbers Hill. We're not backing down at all. We're gonna.
All right. So, we stand with you, Queen. I understand, and some people are like, it's just hair. Just go ahead. It's not. It's the principle of the fact that the other kids have had to cut their hair, and reform into what they want them to do when they've already passed this act saying that we could be able to wear our hair natural. His hair was clean. It was put together. It was not all over the place. But there's certain religions that doesn't even allow people to cut their hair, women to cut their hair, or men. Okay, and if you think about it, it's just another way to be able to control them and to be able to. Why would you put this kid out of school for 2 weeks about some hair when he's supposed to be there learning? Like you're focused on the wrong shit, okay? And where's his education going to land because you don't want him to have locks in his hair? And he can't even. It's not like his hair is free flowing or nothing. It's literally to the back. And you're not saying nothing about Becky and the blonde hair that's all over her head. You're not saying nothing about them dyeing their hair like they do, the colors and everything else, the piercings in the face and everything else. You know, it's just like it's something to pick on them, and I'm not for that. Stand with your child and allow him to be able to, or find somewhere else. I keep telling y'all that y'all will go back to McDonald's over and over again after they mess up your order over and over again. But black business, you'll yope it the first time, okay? Do this with your cities. They don't want to play by the rules. They don't want to look out for you. Why would you keep spending your tax dollars in that place? Because every person there is a dollar amount for the census. Okay? Take your census, your money, your tax money, your rent, your mortgage, your everything that you're putting into that community, take it and go somewhere else. And patronize a new place that will care about your kid and your culture. Okay? And let's continue to do this. So they see, like, you know what? We are losing so much money because they leaving. You wanted us to leave anyway. And then don't get mad when we build these mega cities that are popping. And we tell you, no. You stay over there. Don't come over here. Okay, where we over here getting it in with this new business and new schools and them understanding our culture. Don't come over here with additional rules after we didn't ask you to allow us to be us. Okay, so just letting you guys know, the Crown Act that was passed last year, and they still been having issues being able to get people to understand that this is passed in Texas. Okay. So I do have another clip of Stephen Horsford is actually saying that Black Americans are under attack here. And if you don't know who Stephen Horsford is, he's one of our senators here in Nevada. Black man, been moving around doing this thing here, and I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and go into the clip about what they got going on with the blacks being attacked here in Nevada, and we'll come back after the clip.
The Congressional Black Caucus is promising to push back against what they call a deterioration of race relations and increasing attacks on democracy. Nevada Representative and Congressional Black Caucus Chair Stephen Horsford points to several recent events that he calls blatantly racist. Florida schools cutting AP Black history and teaching students that African Americans benefited from slavery. Members of Congress describing black veterans as colored or slow-walking the fact that, quote, white nationals are, in fact, racist.
This is the fight before us. Our fundamental rights are under assault and our very history is being denied. But we will not stand by quietly as it happens.
The benefits of some of these battles go beyond the black community, according to the CBC. Congresswoman Nikema Williams says Georgia's 6-week abortion ban disproportionately impacts black women.
Considering that Georgia already ranks a distant 50th in the country for black maternal mortality. That means that more black women die within 1 year of childbirth in the state of Georgia than they do in developing countries.
Alabama Congresswoman Terry Sewell is upset that her home state's legislative has defied a Supreme Court order to redraw its congressional map. Because the state is 27% black, the court wanted a second majority-minority district.
This map does not comply with the Supreme Court's order and is an insult to black voters across this nation. Math is math.
Louisiana Congressman Troy Carter also wants a second majority-minority district in his state, which is 33% black.
And it is only fair and legal and just. And we demand justice and will continue to fight for the second seat in Louisiana.
The caucus is committed to reintroducing the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. It would give extra protections to voting rights for everyone. Reporting in Washington, I'm Ryan Henson.
All right. Shoot, our senators and stuff looking good. Hey, Stephen. Oh, you look nice in your suit, sir. I just wanted to say. But, yeah, you guys, so these things are happening. And for the person that reported this, stop saying Nevada, okay? You go catch a fade from people here in Nevada, okay? Because we do not like that. For everybody, let's do one good time. It's Nevada. Okay, Nevada, not Nevada. Okay, please stop saying that because it is offensive. All right, just like anybody else, my pronoun is Nevada. Okay, say it right. Make sure you say it correctly. Okay, but it's important for us to know what else is happening around the country, dealing with what each one of these states are dealing with, where they are the things that they're. The projects that they're putting forward are things to hinder black communities, black and Hispanic communities, okay? So let's make sure that you are being mindful of what's happening in your state and stand with your people to make sure that they are not just standing there by themselves being able to talk this, and then when it comes around election, you still allow these people to make these rules upon us. We don't want this any longer, okay? With that being said, government is about to shut down. The government is about to shut down. Okay, we got about 7 days left, and they done took a long vacation and went home. This is ridiculous. Republicans, let me talk to you. Okay, tell me, is it your job for you to stand with the Republicans, or are you a representative of the people? Because if you don't understand what happens with government shutting down, that means that everything else will go too. The funding for everything. Now, y'all supposed to be getting these tax checks and stuff, right? Everybody about to get the income tax checks. If the government shut down, that department won't be sending out your check. Let's go ahead and get ready to go into this clip, and then we'll discuss more after.
On Capitol Hill continues to grow. The House of Representatives must pass a series of bills by September 30th to keep the government open. However, House Republicans still can't agree on a way forward, and they're already gone for the weekend. ABC's Liz Landers reports from Washington.
A possible government shutdown is just 8 days away.
But despite that tight deadline, House Republican leaders have given members a long weekend after Speaker Kevin McCarthy failed to strike a deal to fund the government. 5 conservative Republicans breaking with their party to vote against a bill that would have simply allowed debate to begin on a defense spending bill. The move catching the speaker off guard.
Had 2 people flip, so I got to figure out how to fix that. This is a whole new concept of individuals that just want to burn the whole place down.
That failed vote signaling the disarray in the GOP conference. Speaker McCarthy has lost more rule votes than any recent speaker since Newt Gingrich.
I don't mind telling you I gasped a little just a bit ago when I heard that there was a rule failure.
A handful of hardline Republicans holding out for their budget priorities, some even threatening to remove McCarthy as speaker if they don't get their way. Congressman Matt Gaetz on CNN also issuing this warning to his GOP colleagues.
Now, if we've got some of these moderate Republicans who want to go and join up with the Democrats, they will be signing their own political death warrant, and they will be handing it to their executioner.
President Biden voicing his concern.
Think how many people it's going to hurt. Think of the people who are going to get hurt.
And ABC News learning that the Biden administration is bracing for a shutdown. The Office of Management and Budget has started reaching out to federal agencies to make sure that they have an updated contingency plan should a shutdown occur. In Washington, Liz Landers, Channel 6 Action News.
Okay, so that also means that if you get any type of government assistance and stuff like that, like the lady that's waiting on her application for renter's assistance and stuff, if the government shut down, that's a project of the government, people. Okay, public school, them arguing right now. The auto union people trying to argue their point. All this stuff will stop if government shuts down. This can be chaotic, okay? But I'm not just gonna put it all on the Republicans, but at this point, you have to figure out if you're doing this for the people or if you're just doing this for your friends, for the people that you kissing their ass. Because look in each city and state and see who you see not making efforts to fix this issue. Who's voting against a budget when they know that if they do not put a budget in place, this could harm everybody that is looking for assistance from the government? Okay, this is important. And this is something that we cannot just keep allowing to happen. Every time they be going to the last minute about being able to get budgets cleared when it's supposed to be to benefit the people, and it doesn't seem like the people even the people in Congress and government even care that they went on a long vacation this weekend to kick it while other people are at home stressing about how they're going to put food on their table, how they're going to pay rent. How are they going to, if government shuts down and you get assistance for childcare so you can go to work? If that program is not paying the money, you can't take your child. Okay, like these are things that are happening. Food for kids at the school, them being able to get food, free lunch and stuff like that at the school. This is government funded. These are the programs that your tax dollars go into, and they're holding your money up. Okay, so let's make sure that we are paying attention to what's happening. If you guys didn't know that Bill Clinton had went into the hospital on Tuesday, he was still there yesterday. They said they were going to keep him one more day. And then also, I wanted to just go into some other stuff that was going on. You guys know that the auto workers, the United Auto Workers, went on strike last week. The strike is still happening, and they have now added Detroit, and there's a couple other states that are to follow, okay, including in Canada, Ford's factories and stuff are also getting ready to strike. So let's go ahead and go into this clip, and then we'll discuss after.
The United Auto Workers Union is sending a warning to the big three Detroit automakers this morning. It says more strikes are coming if the sides aren't able to make some serious progress in the coming days. Meanwhile, there's more trouble for Ford, with auto workers in Canada also joining the picket line. NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa has the latest.
Savannah, Stephen, good morning. The stalemate continues here in the Detroit area. You can hear the support for the picketers who are back out on the picket line this morning. And overnight, the UAW basically ramping up pressure on the Big Three. Union President Shawn Fain releasing a video saying that if there isn't, quote, serious progress on these negotiations by noon Friday, that more local chapters will be called on to walk out, adding, quote, they are not messing around. And then new this morning, Ford responding to that video saying right now they are working on contingency plans to keep Ford cars on the road in the event basically of more work stoppages. And then one more headline this morning you might have seen last night, workers at Ford's Canadian plants were also on the brink of going on strike. That actually was averted at the last minute when those workers say they got what they called a substantive offer just minutes before last night's midnight deadline. At the same time, a lot of experts say back here in the States especially, it could be several weeks before the American public starts to feel the impact of these strikes. Experts saying if this drags on, they'll likely see car prices going up. They'll see parts becoming harder essentially to find. Of course, the union says, well, that's supportive of Biden. The union says if they expand these strikes, those impacts could hit much sooner. At the same time, we are also getting sort of an estimate on the literal cost of these strikes to the company. Goldman Sachs estimating that GM and Ford are each losing or will each lose between $100 million and $125 million per week if and when this drags on. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, so yeah, so literally, let me put it into terms for you, okay? Car clubs, okay? You got an old Cadillac, or say like a F-150 or something that you about to redo, and they don't make that part anymore. You can only get it straight from Ford or straight from GM or whatever. That part is going to go up if they even have it. Okay, so waiting for shipping is going to cost more. To be able to put the part in, the labor is going to cost more because now there's only a certain amount of people that actually would know how to work with that car. You knew that though, right? Let's say that you are a single mother with 3 children and you just got your little check and you say, I want to go get me a little used car. And then now that used car that was normally $10,000 is now $17,000. Now, instead of you being able to pay $250 a month, you are now going to be paying $400 to $500 a month for that car. Okay? For a used car. Okay? Let's say you want to go buy a new car. All right? And you weren't looking at Tesla. You didn't want a hybrid. You wanted a regular smuggler car. Okay? That little car that was probably $24,000 for you to get in, that little Kia or whatever, is going to cost more because the foreign cars are going to go up because the shipping, and because now they know that there is a shortage of American cars. Even though the foreign car is not as much as the American car, they know they can boost their price up. Because you have no other option. Okay? And then you think about this. Everybody that's striking, they're not getting paid. And to turn right back around, Ford said, for the people that said they weren't going to strike, we laying them off. If fuck around and find out is something. Now you should be, if you did not go out on that strike, and you was like, I'm staying here, and then they fire you. I don't know if the auto union people should let you come on and come protest with them because you didn't stand with them at the beginning. You didn't. You wanted to, I'm going to stay in my position because they going to be looking for management. Okay. And now you getting fired. Okay. The parts and stuff are not there. Everything. This is horrible. All right. I stand with the United Auto Workers. Get your money. Get your money. It's not fair for them to make so much money off of you and then y'all get pennies and you're the one actually making a car. I bet you there's not one executive that can come down there and help run the warehouse. Okay? So that's the commodity is you. They can't do it. All they can do is make decisions for your money. So it's not fair to put you in a position where you do all the work. You push everything and you can't even afford the car that you're making. So you guys be mindful of what's going on, and make sure that if you see somebody out there or you know that they're striking, send them some money, okay? Or make a meal for them, buy some toilet paper or some detergent for them while they're out here trying to fight and get what they deserve. All right. Before we go on to one of my last stories, I did want to still say that MGM has not paid the ransom. And I believe that they're going to let off all the small people, all the people cleaning the rooms, all the people cleaning the floors, all the people that's helping run the machines. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. You guys are going to lose your job, and the rich people are going to say it's better you than me. Okay, like, because if they fire 30 people, that's only one executive's income. But they'll rather fire the 30 and keep him. So pay attention to what's happening. I know I still said that I got people that's coming down here. Ask for your discounts. Ask for your additional unique credits and stuff from these restaurants and resorts that you have already scheduled to be there. They have your money already. Make sure that it works for you. I have one more clip about migrants crossing the border. They said that this month is going to be one of the highest they've ever had. At this point, they have already crossed over in September 142,000. Okay, 142,000 migrants, and there is another 100,000 migrants on their way to the border. Let's go ahead and go into the clip, and we'll discuss after.
Migrants on the border, and this number tonight, more than 142,000 migrant encounters reported in the first half of this month. ABC's Matt Rivers at the border again tonight.
Tonight, officials bracing for what could be a record month for border crossings. More than 142,000 migrant encounters reported in the first half of September alone, now on pace to match or surpass previous monthly highs this year.
It just keeps growing. Every surge gets a little bit bigger.
Border communities and shelters pushed to the limit, the influx of migrants overwhelming cities coast to coast. The thousands now arriving have been on the road for weeks, and more are coming. We traveled to one of the most perilous legs of the journey north in Colombia. We met this group praying before beginning the trek through a brutal stretch of jungle called the Darien Gap. There are signs of humanity left behind in the dirt. A pair of jeans, a shoe, a small children's sock.
All right, y'all. There's supposed to be a spike of this happening, and the Republicans are saying to put, what do you call it? Other things to deter people from being able to cross over the water to be able to get here. Just wonder, what would Jesus do? Okay. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in every Saturday to sit with me and talk with me, talk this shit with me. And we'll be back here next week at 10 a.m. to be able to be on the Chisholm Report talking shit with you, Kristie J. If you see somebody out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. And I'll see you guys next week. Love you. Have a good weekend.
If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor. Cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower. Scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday.